אלה שאין להם שלום, כמו המיסיונרים הרשעים. נטפל בהם בקרוב, מה זה טיפול אישי? או איזה טיפול אני אעשה למיסיונרים האלה? לאלה, לכבוד התורה נעשה להם סיום מסכת נעשה להם. ממשיכם של ישו, הכלב, הממזרים, הם גם נראים ממזרים, משתבר שם עולם. תורת ישו, תורת ממזרים יימח שמם. לא נשאיר מהם כלום. מי הם?
הוא צוחק פחות. הם מכחישים את השואה, ואני החלטתי, במקום סתם להתעצבן, להחזיר להם, להכחיש את הנצרות. נכון? לא צוחק, אני לא צוחק, מישהו צריך ללמד אותם לקח. זה מה שאנחנו עושים כאן עכשיו, מדי ערב אנחנו מכחישים כל מיני דברים שהכנסייה הנוצרית אומרת לכם. אתה זוכר, אתמול הכחשנו את זה שישו הלך על המים? נכון. הנה הסרט השני.
הנוצרים מספרים לכם שמריה, אמו של ישו, הייתה בתולה. אבל זה לא נכון.
מה של הנוצרים שהמריה, אותו אמא שלו כביכול, כן, נקלטה להיריון מרוח הקודש. שימו לב טוב. אתם שמעתם? רק להבין את הרקע שלה. היא הייתה אשת איש. והיא הלכה וזנתה עם גבר אחר בשם פנדירה. היא הלכה וזנתה עם גבר אחר בשם פנדירה. אותו אדם. זאת אומרת, היא זנתה, היא הייתה זונה פרוצה. זאת אומרת, היא זנתה, היא הייתה זונה פרוצה. והיא עכשיו מה מתיימרת להיות? להגיד שהיא התעברה מרוח הקודש, כביכול לצערנו הרב מהאלוקים.
אותה מרים הייתה מאורסת ליוסף הנגר, אבל לא הייתה נאמנת לו. היא ירתה מגוי בשם פנדירה, אבל לא הייתה נאמנת לו. היא ירתה מגוי בשם פנדירה. עם ישראל גם יודע את שמו של אביו של ישו, והיא ילדה את הילד הזה.
ואת ישוע עצמו קוראים לו בתלמוד בכמה מקומות בן סתדה. אז יש לו כמה שמות, בן סתדה, בן פנדירה, ישוע הנוצרי. זה השמות שישו מקבל בתלמוד. לפי התלמוד, שבעצם גם הנוצרים אומרים שאצלכם הוא מוזכר ובגלל זה הייתה השרפה.
Tengo una pregunta. ¿Quién fue Jesús para el judaísmo?
Bien, Jesús fue judío. El Talmud llega a mencionar de él. Él nació, vivió y murió como judío. Existió y estudió la Torá. Pero para el judaísmo no fue ni Dios, ni Mesías, y ni siquiera un profeta. Al contrario, nuestra versión, con el mayor respeto, es que Jesús nació de una relación hasta prohibida, fue fruto de una violación. Es que Jesús nació de una relación hasta prohibida, fue fruto de una violación. Por lo que desde joven, cuando quería estudiar Torah, los sabios lo apartaban un poco, como vieron sus características, su forma de ser.
God, Allah, I mean, it almost seems like it's a different God that they're praying to.
No, it's the same. It is the same word. In fact, it's not only the same word. It all comes from the word al, which means powerful. And therefore, there are many names for God in the Quran. You'll find not only Allah, but you'll find Ilah. I'll explain the difference in a moment. You'll find Rahman, let's say in Surah 19, just like in Tanakh. But it's the same Semitic language, but it's so close that, for instance, let's take the name Ilah, okay, which means God in Arabic and in the Quran. That word, it operates exactly like in the Ten Commandments. You shall have no other gods on my face. So that word Elohim in that context of Exodus 20 means a false god. And Ilah can mean a false god, like saying La ilaha illallah. There is no God, meaning false god, but Allah, the true God. So we use the same name, the same shoresh, the same root, which could mean the true God or a false God. So of course it's the same God. And I just say it, Christians who say that Muslims do not worship the God of the God of Abraham, when you say that to a Muslim, you are making yourself look like a complete idiot. And Muslims will laugh at you. They believe not only that Abraham was a prophet who was a Muslim, but not in doesn't mean if you walked up to Abraham and asked him what you believe, you say, I'm a Muslim. It's an Arabic word. It means that Abraham submitted himself before God. And every Muslim believes that Yitzchak was a prophet. And every Muslim believed, in fact, most of the prophets, the 25 prophets in the Quran, were Jewish. And Yaakov was a prophet. So therefore they believe in the God of many, many prophets, including Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, of blessed memory. And Christians who tell Muslims that they worship moon gods and shmoon gods and all these things, I really want to save you embarrassment, because the Muslims are going, this person needs medication. They have no idea what you're talking about. They worship one true God, and therefore Islam has a unique status and great respect in the Jewish faith.
התורה מצווה אותנו, תיזהרו מנביא שיבוא לכם עם תזה חדשה. איך היהודים הצליחו להינצל מישו יימח שמו וזכרו?
היה אחד יהודי, קראו לו יהושע, והיהושע הזה היה פרוע, ואחרי שהוא מת 200 שנה אחריו המציאו את הברית החדשה. אתה שומע? הוא בכלל לא יודע שהמציאו עליו ברית, אתה מבין?
של הנוצרים, שבעצם טוענים בסילוף כדרכם שיש רמזים בספר התנ"ך הקדוש שלנו לאותו האיש שלהם, יימח שמו וזכרו.
שהמשיח שקר הכי גרוע מכולם והכי קשה מכולם היה ישוע.
רושמים יהושע נגד התורה. השם אמר לשרוף כל דבר שנגד התורה. שמור שארית ישראל.
Chapter 63. The day of the great and terrible day of the Lord, it says that the Lord will come out from a place called Edom and he will crush Edom. In Jewish understanding, Edom is really talking about the Christianity. Okay, Christianity is called Edom.
Say it again.
Christianity is Edom. Okay?
How's that?
It's a rather lengthy explanation, but Edom name was Esav. Edom name in the scripture is Esav. Esau. If you turn the letter Esav, flip them around, you get the name Yeshua.
One more time, because you're saying things so fast.
But I had done enough research to know that Edom in Kabbalah represents Christianity, Rome, and Western civilization at large.
I am an Orthodox Hasidic Jew from Israel, and I work as a historian or a kind of consultant to the court in Jerusalem that Rabbi Hollander is talking about. Most of the people here know me from my endless discussions about the similarities between Islam and Jewish customs. I enjoy talking about Hadith Tabari, Ibn Hisham, Waqidi, talking about the kings of Hamya, as much as I enjoy talking about the Midrash Rabbah, the Midrash Geula, Rambam, Tosfos, the Shulchan Aruch. I like very much to talk about common prayer customs between Islam and Judaism, about the similarities in architecture between the masjid and the synagogue, between the similarities of the calendar, the Jewish holidays and customs. But it's clear to me that there's more than just similarities, that they obviously go back to a common root and a common faith. So when talking about a common heritage, in our Jewish literature, we are taught that there is such a thing as a common faith, a fundamental religion which all men are born into. And this is a basic faith which is obligated on all mankind. In the past, we've called it by different names, Yirei Shemayim, which means the fear of the people who have fear of heaven, Ger Toshav, or Bnei Noach, the children of Noah, or during Hellenist times in Greek it was called Theosebea. And according to the school of thought of Rabbi Ben Moshe, this fundamental faith is also called by the name Islam. Some have suggested that this refers to the great number of non-Jewish believers who came to sacrifice the Qurban Shlamim in Jerusalem together with the Jews. Salamai, Muslimai, Muslimi. This could be a clear indication in our literature that Islam is an ancient religion dating back to the time of the Second Temple, or even earlier. And if Islam's roots, if the roots of Islam are the same as what we call Bnei Noach, then for us it is much older. This is the religion of Noah. This is the religion of Adam himself. The closeness of Islam and Judaism has always been understood by biblical scholars until recent years. The close relationship with the Jews, the 10 lost tribes, the Arabs, the Rechabites, all this was assumed to be true. It was only with the advent of German revisionists like Wellhausen and Buchler and others who this began to change. They introduced ideas that Islam had something to do with worshipping the moon, rocks, or some asteroid that fell. But devout Jews know that this is not true. It's a fact of Jewish law that we believe that Muslims are perfect monotheists. They worship the same God that we do.
Wow, this is actually amazing.
התפקיד שלנו בעולם ההוא לתקן שני דברים. דבר ראשון אמונה, דבר שני צניעות. הקדוש ברוך הוא שם לנו את המוסלמים שנלמד מהם שני דברים. דבר ראשון אמונה, אללהו אכבר. מוסלמי מוכן לפוצץ את עצמו לחתיכות בגיהנום, באוטובוס. במסירות נפש, מוכן למות בשביל האלוקים שלו. אללהו אכבר. למה הם עושים את זה? בשם אללה. אז קודם כל, מה הם למדים אותנו? אמונה בהשם. הדבר הראשון שהמוסלמים מלמדים אותנו, אמונה. כל דבר, אללה, אללה, אללה. דבר שני, הסתכלו על הנשים המוסלמיות. ראיתם את הנשים המוסלמיות? חום, קיץ, מוות. היא יושבת בים, מסתובבים בחוץ, רבותיי. וכשרואים שבת מלך הולכת בלי בגדים, הולכת לא צנוע, הולכת עם טייץ, הולכת עם מכנס קצר, מסתובבת עם בגדים צמודים, מכשילה את פני ישראל, כמה מקטרק ואומר, תסתכל על היהודיות ותסתכל על המוסלמיות. למה בחורה מוסלמית יכולה ללכת בסיעות בשיא החול? ונערה יהודייה אין לה כבוד לאלוקים. תסתכל על היהודים, תסתכל איך הם מגישים תוכניות בחדשות. פעם אחת מישהו אמר בצד, מישהו אמר בעזרת השם.
This video called A Jew Explains Why Allah is the One and Only God. Alright, this is a video that I never thought I'm gonna watch in my life. With no further ado, let's have a look. An Arabic, Aramaic and Hebrew-speaking Yemeni Jew explains how misguided liars try and distort the name that he calls upon the creator of the heavens and the earth with Allah. Let's go.
As a Yemenite Jew, I can tell you that the name itself is not the devil, is not a pagan idol, is not the moon god, as evangelical Christians have been propagating for decades.
Yeah,
this is a very, very sick cult, by the way, and their idiocy is quite redundant. I mean, I can't even imagine that people would actually teach themselves these things and flatter themselves with these things, and at the same time claim to support Israel.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. If you look at prominent Islamophobes, their claims are childish, man. Allah is Satan.
When in actuality in Israel, we say Allah, we say Yallah, we say these terms, these phrases are understandable to our understanding, that they are not in any way, shape, or form to what they say, to what evangelical Christians say is basically the devil. No, we understand what the name Allah means, what it signifies. Take the dictionary of the Hebrew language. I took the dictionary and I actually took the name of God, which is through etymology is the three letters Aleph, Lamed, Veh. Basically, I wrote it down. I know I don't have the whole thingamajigs on. You get the idea.
Okay, bro.
So basically, Aleph, Lamed, Veh. This in Hebrew means, well, we'll see, that's the thing. Without the vowels, because the dots, the nikud, the dots are the vowels right here. These are vowels beneath the letters, indicate how the word itself is to be pronounced. So I'm going to block these right now for a second, but I'm going to show you. This right here, in my understanding, because I'm going to say what it is, this says God. Elah is God in Hebrew. Now, with these two right here, with these two vowels, this is the Fatah Sagol, Fatah Sagol. This would indicate that this would turn the word God, which without these vowels it would be God, Elah. Now it would be Olo, Olo. Olo means a curse, an oath, or a covenant. Christian evangelicals love to use this. They like to say, but you see, Allah, with these vowels, indicates that Allah is a curse. Therefore, the Muslims are worshipping an evil God who was a curse onto humanity. These evangelical Christians, they're nutcases, they're nutbags. And I took it upon myself further to actually see how they got this idea that Allah, the Arabic name of God, is a curse, and more recently is the devil. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. Allah is not the devil. God forbid. May God even forgive me for saying such horrible things. But here's the Hebrew version of the Arabic name Allah once it is written in Hebrew. The Arabic name Allah has 4 consonants because Hebrew is like Arabic. It's almost similar. Same alphabet, same thing, just different script. This is the Arabic name of God. This is how the script is. This is what it's connected, because Arabic is a cursive language. This is the connected form, but however, it is 4 letters. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to have to baby you guys into this. Now this is the name of God, Allah, in Arabic, but broken up. So that way each letter is given its position. This is Aleph, this is Lam, this is Lam, this is He. So Allah. Okay. Now this right here, Allah in the Arabic script, this is how it would become rendered in the Hebrew rendition. That way, Allah in Hebrew would be Aleph, Lamed, Lamed, He. Okay. Now, how do we get this, which this right here is, this basically means cursed. And the only reason why this means it's cursed because of these 2 vowels. There are 7 letters in the Hebrew language that look like this, that have these 3 consonants. There are 7 Hebrew words in the Hebrew language that have these 3 consonants, and they're both the same. How do Hebrew-speaking Jewish people or non-Jewish people know? How do they differentiate? How do they know when a curse means a curse and God means God? Because this right here, without the vowels, this literally means God. This right now I'm just God. It says Ella, Ella. Now with the vowels, it means Ola, which means a curse. Look at this right here. I'm actually going to write down the proper Hebrew name of God with the correct pronunciation. This is how we know. This is how we can tell when God is God and when the letter represents, or when the word is God, or when the word means curse. Okay. There we go. Notice the symbol, notice the vowels. This becomes A, and this dot right here, the holom, it becomes Alo. Alo. Olo, and Alo. Olo, Alo. Can you see the difference? This right here, though they have the exact same letters, Everything is rendered the same thing. However, the use of vowels in the Hebrew language allows us to make distinctions between the understandings of what the words mean, what they imply. This may mean curse, but this at the same time may mean God. Okay, that's fine. In Arabic, God can also be written without using 2 L's. So it could actually be Aleph, Lam, the He. So, Ilah, which is the exact same thing as Allah.
The exact same thing, he says, huh?
Their understanding of how they approach God is exquisitely the same. We do not share the system of belief with Christians that they and us worship the same God. No, we do not. So help me God. But Christian evangelicals do not worship the God of Israel. They do not worship the Islamic perspective of God. Maimonides, one of our...
Yeah, but here he said something that I disagree with. The God of Israel. I do not believe in the God of Israel at all. I believe in the God of the worlds, the creator of everything. I don't believe that he is limited to a location.
Greatest philosophers in Judaism, as well as a religious philosopher of Judaism, has quoted extensively in his beautiful Igeret Teman, or the Epistle to Yemen, in which he was basically teaching and giving, basically answering many questions brought forward to him. The Jews of Yemen asked, what is your position of Muslims? Are they considered idol worshippers? Are they considered paganists? And Maimonides said, the Muslims, the idolatry has been removed from their hearts. A Muslim does not know idolatry, he does not know paganism, he has no form of whatsoever, of any grain left in his heart. Therefore, it is permitted unto a Jew, when he enters a land where he cannot find a synagogue, that he is allowed to pray in a Muslim mosque. He's okay, it's fine, it's okay. Hey, I can go to a Muslim mosque and pray if I have to, if I can't find a shul. However, Maimonides says, be careful. If a Jew enters a land where there is no mosque or a synagogue, then he is forbidden to enter a Christian church if there is one. Do not pray in a Christian church. And the reason why is because Christians do not worship the same God we do. They worship a pagan. They are idolaters. They are called avodah zarah in Hebrew, which means idol worshippers. So exquisitely said, so wonderfully stated. Oh my goodness! And you know, it's quite interesting that unfortunately there should be more Jews actually stating the facts as it is. That you know, Muslims and Jews and Muslims, we both worship the same God. No matter what these crazy evangelical Christians are saying, they're basically nutbags. Whatever they say, they just try to come up with exceeding lies, redundant lies. The type of lies that only a child in the kindergarten could easily make up.
I agree with that.
Emphasize that Arab Christians, and you know, this is what's also funny, and thankfully I remembered this, because this is what I really wanted to say, and get a load of this, Christian evangelicals. I should refer to you guys as evangelicals. There are actually 20 million Arab Christians in the Middle East today, as well as the United States, as well as around the world. And Arab Christians and their religious services and their Sunday services and Mass or whatever God frickin' services they have, Arab Christians refer in the Arabic Bible, the Arabic translation of the Bible, they say Allah in reference to God. Now, I would like to ask these evangelicals, what say ye of these people who claim to believe in your Jesus? What say ye to them? Now, are you going to go chase them and say, oh, you're worshiping the devil. The devil is Allah. Just to let you know that classical Arabic is very close to classical Hebrew, biblical Hebrew, as well as classical Aramaic.
Yep.
They all tend to agree. They all agree in unison that Allah, Hashem, Allah are, through etymology, which is the study of the root of words, have come to unanimous agreement that Allah is the perfect Arabic name of God, that it cannot be made into a male. Through its perfection, it cannot be made into a male gender nor a female gender. Rather, it is a neutral personification, not personification, but rather a neutral attribute to God. Such wonderful history.
Alright guys, and this is it for today's video. Nothing new to me personally, it is just common sense. Nevertheless, it was good to hear it from a Jew that was speaking Arabic, Aramaic and Jewish apparently. And he of course understands that Allah means God. It is very, very simple. And yes, I agree as well here that it is absolutely childish when you see how those Christian apologists debate against Allah. It's ridiculous.
Here's a Muslim prayer room behind me.
Are Jews allowed to enter a Muslim prayer room? And the answer is
yes, because Jews and Muslims both believe in one God.
התורה מצווה אותנו, תיזהרו מנביא שיבוא לכם עם תזה חדשה. איך היהודים הצליחו להינצל מישו?
In the Second World War, it was a small Muslim country, and they had a few thousand Jews there. Nazis Germany has occupied Albania, but not a single Jew was killed in Albania. You know where the Muslims were hiding the Jews? They were hiding them in mosques, in basements, in all types of places, and they saved all these 5,000 Jews in Albania. We're going to live together as the same as it was everywhere, as the same as Jews lived in Turkey, Algeria, Morocco, in Iran till now, peacefully, in harmony, without any problems, inshallah.